What's your opinion overall on turf versus grass, and do you notice the difference at all?
Um, I would say I would rather grass, but I've played on a lot of turf in my career. Um, I think grass you get more cushion, you're able to cut, like your cleat can sink into the ground, you can cut quicker and make sharper cuts. But like turf is like you kind of playing on like a flat surface. So I probably would rather turf rather than grass. I mean grass rather than turf.
Early on this last game, Jaden scrambled, looked around, and knew that he had you on the backside on that pass. Is that a good example of he knows where everyone is and his command of the offense?
Yes, I think Jaden did a really, really good job going through all his progressions during the game. So the actual play, actually, I'm the last read on that play, so that's why he came way back to me. I was beginning to go to the scramble drill because he scrambled out left, so I had to trail him backside. But then I saw him reverse, so I stopped where I was at. So I was just trying to make myself available for him. And we work on like scramble drill during practice. So he took from when we do our practice and brought it into the real game. So that was a really good job.
When you have a game like that where maybe it's not a perfect game, but it seemed close to it as far as your offense and scoring and domination, how do you get your feet back on the ground and kind of get humble again for another opponent?
Um, winning's hard. Winning is really, really hard, especially in the SEC. So I mean, you're just grateful for every win that you have, and it's easier to move on. It's easier to move on and focus on another opponent after a win. So I mean, I wouldn't say that it's really difficult to move on because short-term memory, wins and losses. I mean, you still got another game next week. So I mean, I think we do a really good job as a team of like forgetting. We will celebrate our wins and then forget and then on to the next.
What have you seen so far from Arkansas's defense that can possibly pose a threat to your offense?
They're really good. Their front seven is really good. Super talented. They have a very good defensive end. Number 7, I think he's a Missouri transfer, and they have a really good secondary. They play a lot of man, so I mean, we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to use the skill set that we have in our receiving room, and I mean, they're going to challenge us. And I mean, we're going to embrace the challenge. And I mean, the O-line knows that their front seven is really good, and they're taking that personal and with a chip on their shoulder. And I think everybody, wants to go out there and prove a point.
Did you have a decent view of Kaleb Jackson's run for that first down?
Yeah, I had a really good view. Once he bounced outside, I already knew something was going to happen. He was going to run over him. He was going to jump over him. He was going to run past him. Caleb's a really, really special running back. He still, make like freshman mistakes and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm taking him under my wing and teaching him and showing him everything I know, so he could be the best that he can be.
Yeah, how has that kind of been? How have you seen him respond to maybe the things that you've been telling him?
He was responding really good actually. I know I was a new guy coming in. I mean, I was experienced, but like people don't really know who you are, or they might know who you are, but don't know much about you on like the personal, relationship side. But as soon as I came in, I saw the potential that he had, and I wanted to help him because I know that he can help us this year, and he's going to help LSU long term. So when I saw the potential that he had, I just wanted to take him under my wing and teach him the little things. You know what I mean? Because you could be a great, explosive, dynamic back, but if you can't do the little things, it's hard to put you in. It's hard for the coaches to trust you. So I didn't want that to hinder him during this process. So I mean, I'm doing everything that I can to teach him everything that I know and everything that I learned here and from where I was previously. And he's done a really good job of retaining the information.
I like your point about, you're a new guy here too.
Mm-hmm.
How have you kind of felt like you've introduced LSU fans to your style as a running back and what you can bring to this team?
I mean, at the end of the day, I felt like I came in and I was myself, I know my strengths and, I'm aware of my weaknesses, and I go out and I work on them every single day. And I feel like the guys embraced me, and I mean, they welcomed me for who I was, and I mean, that just made me even want to elevate and, be even better, So I feel like at the end of the day, I just came in and I was myself at the end of the day, and I feel like that's been helping me, you know, sticking to who I was and, you know, not trying to vendor off or, you know, try new things. I just being myself and just expanding on the things that I'm really good at.
Two more for Logan.
Coach was talking about Kaleb and learning how to pass block.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the harder things you think when you're a freshman in college? And because in high school you're just getting the ball and running with it, you're probably not blocking a whole lot, right?
Right. So when I came into college, I mean, in high school at Rummel, I think they did a really good job preparing me for those kind of situations. I passed blocked a lot in high school, so coming into college, it was more of learning the technique. But kind of from Kaleb's standpoint, he came from a different program to where he was just getting the ball and, you know, just having to run, not having to block much. So he kind of was a step behind. But I mean, every day he's working on, he's asking me questions, trying to get better at it. He wants to be a perfectionist, and he's gonna be really good at it.
What's it like being in a competitive position group? Do you feel like you guys kind of feed off of each other in these moments?
Of course, yeah. I mean, football is a competitive game at the end of the day. So, having, you know, a variety of running backs in that room, and not just a variety, but really talented running backs in that room, you have to be on your A game every single day, you know, because, I mean, nothing is given, especially at LSU. Everything's earned. So, I'll say that it's really competitive in that room, but at the end of the day, we're brothers. I mean, we all love each other, we all support each other, and that's kind of how it was where I came from. So I tried to bring that here, you know, and go the extra mile, showing love, you know, trying to make sure to know that at the end of the day, we competing for the same job, but at the end of the day, you know, I still love you as my brother, you know.
Thanks, Logan.